Be my last time trying it. Well, note to self: Sundays do not work. Well, since no one else is gonna watch this but me, I wonder how I can get this to be flipped the other way. I'll give it 5 more minutes and then. Hello to anyone that's gotten in here. Don't look like many people want to come in on a Sunday, so might cut this short today. What's going on, Phantom? Yeah, $90 games is, you know, a lot of folks were. The first thing people were talking about was how it like the console is supposed to be. If I remember correctly, console is like what between four. Is it 450 or 429 or something like that? And to me, I can deal with a console being around like between $400 and $500. I can deal with that. I can't deal with the video game being $80, $90. Can barely deal with it being 70, right? 60 seems to be a good sweet spot for me, but man, $90 for a Mario Kart and the bundle, which find out is a digital bundle. Let me see. It's not. And that's not technically a one-time access DLC part. Phantom, you're super smart because I've had to explain it to people before. Because a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's the tariffs." The tariffs. This is not tariffs at all. This is just good old Nintendo being Nintendo. As a matter of fact, this is Nintendo wanted to go back to the 90s before Sony came on the scene because I had taken a look at old game prices. I watched a video from Maximilian Dude. I saw Angry Joe had an angry reaction, but he didn't show any receipts. But we were looking at old ads and like Killer Instinct for the Super Nintendo. Sorry, my Gundam here, lost an arm. For the Super Nintendo, that game was $86.99. I want to see if I can actually find those ads too on my phone here, just to pull up that stuff. Like $86.99, and my foray into like modern gaming was like in the early to mid 90s. Like I didn't play SNES and I didn't play regular. How was Digimon Con? What's going on, Static? I will do a review of Digimon Con. That it was nice. It was nice. There's information that came out there that was nice. I will actually do one because I saw your comment. I sure hope that new Digimon game is not going to be $90, right? I got an ad here for the Genesis. Damn, the Genesis was $99. And you would think that's cheap, right? But then you gotta adjust for inflation. And I think if you adjust for actually IGN did some of those calculations too. I should actually go and find IGN real quick. But when you adjust for inflation, $99 is a lot more. And then you have the Sega CD that was $1.99, $199. Pardon me. Topic, but hold on, let me find that chat again. On topic, but have you heard about Legend of Heroes series of games? That sounds familiar. Legend of Heroes sounds familiar. That wasn't like a PlayStation 1 game, right? I feel like I've heard of that before. Give me a second to pull this IGN up here. But yeah, Phantom is like spot on. This has nothing to do with tariffs. Some people are like, oh, it's the tariffs, this and no. Because Because they took down pre-orders. Oh, I didn't turn off the sound on here. Oops. They they took down the pre-orders. Chelsea Sky, Trials from Zero, Trials of Cold Steel. I have heard of those. Trials of Cold Steel. I have heard of those games. I haven't had the chance to play them, but I have heard of them. Come on, IGN, be good for something. Here we go. Okay, they're just comparing the Nintendo games. Try not to let you guys take a peek at my Facebook. All this is backwards. One day I'm gonna figure out how to flip this. But remember, I said the Sega CD was $199. Adjust that for inflation for today. That's $400. So it's like, okay. The NES, the original NES, the games like that, equivalent One Piece and Kingdom Hearts. Really? I need to look at that. I need to give them a look. I like me some Kingdom Hearts. God, is Kingdom Hearts 5 gonna be $90 too? So the original, the NES, was $179 coming out. Just for inflation, that's $523. I'm trying to remember how much the PS5 was. Wasn't the PS5 like close to that? Like close to 6, 7? I don't remember because I got a bundle. And full disclosure, I saved those stimulus we got. I saved my stimulus and waited to just go ahead and get a PS5. So, yeah, GameCube, $199. Adjusted for inflation is $359. Which the Switch One, $299. Adjusted for now times, even though we're still modern, is $387. Right. Console prices. Consider. So here's the funny thing about the online subscription. Nintendo has the best one. I mean, in terms of sticking on the console, right? Because my God, was it PlayStation Basic PS Plus is I think $70, between 70, and then you got 80, 90. And then $100 ones if you want to get like super, all these other exclusive stuff. Which, thank goodness, I just checked my when my PlayStation Plus subscription goes out in the summer. I can just save that up. World building, character development, interaction. I do like good. See, I'm all about world building, and one game in particular, Divinity was See, I like world building. Eventually, when I get to do my solo leveling reviews, that's kind of the reason I like solo leveling. Just the world. I'm not big on like power fantasies, which is it's kind of what it is. It's, nerd / Korean power fantasy, but I like world building in my stuff. So that's a good way of getting me to play Cold Steel. Where was I? What was I talking about? Games. Nintendo has probably the best online subscription right now because it's $20 for the whole year. I'm not trying to add more people to the system, so I don't know if pardon the plane. I don't know if that has anything else to. I don't know if that's extra, but $20 for a whole year. Like I ended up doing a deal for Peacock, and I got Peacock for $20 for a whole year. $20 for a whole year. That's really good, no matter how you slice it. But is Nintendo gonna go up now? We have this $450 system, which again I say but then you have $80 Donkey Kong, right? Donkey Kong's 80. Is Donkey Kong 80 or 70? I saw somewhere it might be 70, but between $70 and $80 Donkey Kong, $80 download Mario Kart, $90, 70. Thank you, Black Kaizoku. Donkey Kong 70, which it feels dirty for a Nintendo game to be $70. I gotta be careful if I'm gonna put the replay on here because you guys showed up late and I had to get up and move around. But $70 kind of feel dirty for a Nintendo game, doesn't it? And what's something that had didn't occur to me until I was watching a couple streams and people talk about it. Nintendo games don't go down ever. There is no greatest hits for Nintendo. Nintendo's greatest hit, me, yeah, you like that $70 game, you pay 70. But it's been out for like 8 years. It's a good game. Give my $70. Which I'm wearing Mega Man because Mega Man is actually is my favorite video game character. But I was gonna wear my One Piece shirt because Nintendo hates pirates. I gotta whisper it. They hate pirates. But you can kind of see where the pirates are coming from now, right? Because $70 Donkey Kong, which Donkey Kong looks amazing. The last Donkey Kong I played was Donkey Kong 64. Nah, GameFly. Oh, I forgot about GameFly, dude. I never did it, but I forgot all about GameFly. I remember when. Remember, this is a slight tangent because we're talking about pricing, but Phantom brought up online subscription. Remember when Microsoft, Xbox started the whole, yeah, we're going to charge you this amount of money, but hey, you get this one free game once a month, and you can play with people, and you have a great chat, way better than Sony's. And then Sony, they're like, we're never going to charge. Oh, yeah, about that PlayStation 4, you're going to have to give up some money if you want to play with your friends. Which, just make sure your networks don't suck. And to Nintendo's credit, in the beginning, they didn't charge us, and their network sucks. So you get what you pay for. If they charge more than $20 for Nintendo Switch Online and SO, they charge more than $20. It better be the most secure thing. They want you to get an app. They want you to have an app to do like the talking. Now, some of the app stuff was cool that I saw on that was it the Direct and the Treehouse, like the stuff for the Legend of Zelda games was like, hey, you guys want to find these what are those things called, the not Kakarikus, the little tree people with the leaves, the Kuros, the Kakuros. You want to find those, mark it on the map where you think they are. Your app is going to talk to you on your phone. Make sure your phone is charged up, and boom, you're there. That stuff is fun. How much are you charging for that? Like $70 Donkey Kong. Fine, because what was it? Spider-Man games were $70. Those are good games though, right? But you want $80 for a digital download of a Mario Kart? And instantly in my mind, because the only thing that most of us have been talking about, including me, which we'll talk about why I like Nintendo stuff in a second. Biggest thing I was thinking about is how much is GTA 6 gonna be now? Because now that just gives Rockstar carte blanche to go, hey, if you're gonna pay $90 to play Mario Kart, what's it called, Mario Kart World Tour, you're gonna pay $90 for that. Hey, we GTA, baby. Hey, $100 off the box, just off the bat, $100. You want special edition, $120. You want super duper special edition with 8 shark cards, $140. Bro, I literally just downloaded Marvel Rivals last night. 16 gigabytes. I did that because free game. Plus a character got added that I like. Character that I like is getting added to it. Free game though. Like, this is insane. Man, how much was it? You mentioned GameFly. How much was it? How much was anybody who used GameFly in here? How much were the GameFlies? Because that was pretty much like I don't want to say Redbox, right? Because did Redbox let you rent video games too? See, I stopped renting video games after Blockbuster and Hollywood Video died. I gotta take. I'm prepared this time because I got water and I got this iced tea. I will not show the thing because I don't know how ads and stuff work here. Oh, hold on, hold on. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much the game flies and stuff like that were, but my God, let's look at some more of these prices here. The Wii was 249. The Wii is easily top five best consoles of all time. I gave it to the Wii and the SNES, two of the best consoles of all time. Switch would have been there if it wasn't for Joy-Con drift. Just what is another? We don't know how much Metroid. Well, Metroid Prime 4. Metroid Prime 4 is technically for Switch 1, but you get an upgrade. And let's talk about the upgrades, right? If you have Legend of Zelda, I know Tears of the Kingdom is the second game. I forget the name of the base game. I forget the name of the base game, but I always want to call it Wind Waker, but it's not Wind Waker. Wind Waker is my favorite, but the first game, the open world, no music game. I would say, yeah, you haven't played it, you should pick them up. But now I'm wondering how much of those two games gonna be bundled together. Probably $70, right? Or 80. They're probably saying, hey, it's two games, 40. Give me $80. How much is the upgrades gonna be, right? When you want to upgrade from the base Switch version to Switch 2 version of those games. What other games are there that they're upgrading? It's those two, Metroid Prime 4. At the moment, those are the only three that I'm thinking of. I know they have a couple more. Maybe actually, just pull it up on here. New members may select between the following introductory offers: free 30-member trial membership, 3-month introductory rate for budget plan allows for one game or movies. I'm starting at $7. Wait. Phantom, is this for Nintendo? Is this for Nintendo right here? I know my voice just got really high, but wow. Oh, that's Gamefly's old prices. Because I'm about to say, that's not bad. Free 30-day trial. 3-month introductory rate for budget plan plus one game or movies. Game or movies. Ooh, $7. Tax, which let's just say taxes. Let's just say tax would be $2. So $9, $10. That's not bad. Damn, that's not bad at all. My man Vinny says DLC is gonna be $60 standard at this rate. You know, there was a game that had over $1,000 worth of DLC in it. It's Dead or Alive 5. I think it's Dead or Alive 5. It's a Dead or Alive game where they had so much extra costume stuff. Someone wanted to just download it all before they got delisted the game, and it was like over $1,000 worth of stuff. So nothing's gonna beat that, but $60 for DLC, just ugh. Gamefly's old prices. Those are, see, I'm and I brought up old games. See if I can find this ad. I'm sorry, y'all. I promise. Y'all gonna see upgrades throughout this year because I'm gonna be clicking on a computer. I'm gonna bring the screen over here for y'all to see it. But just I'm looking at Madden 97, $60. This is on Sega Genesis. $90, not $90, $60. Sega Genesis. What was that? Was that like 93? Insane. And you know the only reason. Now look, Now look, wait. This is funny. The only reason why this is the same price as the PlayStation is because they started to have a competitor. Horse Armor Standards. We are old. If if everybody in here knows about the horse armor thing, that joke with what's that, Dota, we all old. Technically, I didn't play a lot of PC games. I learned about it, but if y'all all know that, y'all old, or you know your history of games. Only reason why the N64 and the PlayStation in this Toys R Us ad from the 90s, late 90s, from look at this, 1998, was $150 is because they needed to compete with Sony, because Sony was the new kid. And Sony's like, okay, what if we make games on compact disc? It's cheaper. It is cheaper to do a compact disc game. We did not stop getting cartridges because CDs were so much better. We stopped getting cartridges because cartridges are expensive. Now I argue I argue it's a better, CDs are better. I argued that because now we have technology where it's DLC. We didn't have we didn't have DLC in the 90s. We didn't have DLC until like, I say 2008 tops. I don't remember DLC being a thing until later down the road. Like legit. But what you bought was what you got. That's why we had like 80 billion versions of Street Fighter 2. It's like, oh, here's one with this British girl. Here's one with the Jamaican guy. Okay, we'll give you Jamaican, British, Native American, and we'll give you this Akuma guy here. You know what? Alternate colors. Oh, we got this thing called super moves now. We didn't have DLC. So I will say compact discs, Blu-rays, whatever you want to call it, that's great. But in the age of, man, we're always in the age of capitalism, right? I'm getting flashbacks of Street Fighter Cross Tekken. I was hyped for that game. The game played very well. But this Nintendo stuff is reminding me of that, of on disc DLC, where, hey, you have everything on here, but give me $20, give me $40. I don't think Nintendo has the balls to do that. But I don't know. It's these, I hate to sound like this too. I hate to say it's these Japanese companies, but it's these Japanese businessmen. They are actually technically the reason why we don't get like the games people want to buy over and over again on, is Switch called the eShop still? On like the eShops and stuff like that. See, I play my Switch more than I play anything, and I don't even remember the name of that shop. You know how many times I bought Pokemon Red? Well, if you count the first time when it was a Christmas gift for me in 1997, 1998, if you count that, I've bought it twice in my life. I got a 3DS, Pokemon Red and Blue 3DS out there, but there's a caveat. Is this is considered expensive in Japan? Oh, I didn't even consider that. Damn. Because as of right now, Phantom, you become one of my favorites. If I could give out gold stars, I would. As of right now, in the world economy, the dollar is still higher than the yen. For those of you who don't know the conversion rate, I'm giving you a sloppy conversion rate. 100 yen is like 98 cents. So just roll it up to $1. So every 100 yen, there's $1. This thing is $450 here, right? Since I like to do everything live, like my name is Bill O'Reilly, let's do this right now. $450 USD to yen. Fine, we'll do $500. $500 USD is 73,256 yen. Jesus Christ, that's almost 100,000 yen. Yo, yo, that is insane. So this is high even there. You know who I really feel bad for? I feel bad for the Canadians. Because when you think about US dollars, all right, it's 450 here. That shit gonna be $620 in Canada. I almost said Canada. In Canada, it's gonna be $426. And my homie in here, Kaizoku, I'm gonna put him on the spot. He look, I'm gonna answer a question that you never asked. Why do I play phone games? Because of this stuff right here. I the Between my Switch and my phone is between those two. I'm playing Marvel Snap on my phone. I don't play Pokemon Go as much. I started playing Pokemon Go for a long time just because. But I play Marvel Snap on my phone. I sometimes do Fate Go just because I like character designs and stuff like that. And the season pass, if you will, in Marvel Snap is $10. $15 if you are impatient for whatever reason, but $10. You technically can get the cards that are in this season pass. It's just gonna take a while. It's normal gotcha predatory style. But since I'm not paying anything to play this game, I've out of all of the premiums, sorry, not premiums, but season passes. I had a friend gift me two before, one for my birthday, and I think one as a gift. And I maybe bought two. Considering buying this other one because it's What If, and I like What If. But it's the same thing with a game like Marvel Rivals. Okay, I'm not sure. I think those costumes might be like $2 to $5. It's a full free game, which is why I downloaded it. I made sure my download was up to date yesterday, because there is no way, man. There is no way. I didn't think Nintendo would be the one to want to juice us first, but wow. And yeah, yen to dollar. That's I and we are the only place, the United States, if you're with me, United States, we are the only ones who are whose pre-orders got delayed and cut back. And then they use the excuse of, due to the economic things going on and the possibility of tariffs, we have to reevaluate the price. No, you reevaluate the price because in your tree houses and in your strings, people kept saying drop the price, lower the price. I was one of them. I said lower the price. I won't lie. But people are telling you lower these damn prices. And you're like, okay, all right, we're gonna pull back. Now, like I told my guy Vinny, what's probably going to happen is if the tariffs go through, which is screwing over everybody from consumer to business person alike. But if these dumbass tariffs go through, what Nintendo's probably going to say is, oh, well, since there's tariffs, it's the same price. We're not changing it. They're not going to go any lower. It'll be funny if they go higher, because I don't see anybody outside of people with extreme disposable income, people who have self-control issues. That's the best way I can put it. Or people are just diehard fanatics. Diehard fanatics don't necessarily have it, but they're going to push whatever they can towards it. I mean, I play Yu-Gi-Oh! There was a card that came out like 4 or 5 months ago, Dragon Master Machina. This card was going over for $1,000. There were people taking out loans to buy this card. So I'm pretty sure there are some dumb people out there that will probably take out a loan to buy a Switch 2 in a game. Wait a minute. And now that I think about it, let's say I feel bad for parents. Let's say it's more than one. You want to play with a friend. Aren't the controllers, the Joy Cons, $70? That's I'm not super mad. It's gonna be Nintendo's greed and consumers down demand for cheap stuff versus the tariffs. Literally, literally. If the folks in Washington know what's good for them, they're gonna block these stupid tariffs. You're gonna have to block these. See if that light does make a difference. You're gonna have to block these stupid tariffs. Like, and it's people who don't know how this stuff works. Because even if, let's pretend, no, we don't even have to pretend. We set up Microsoft. Let's say Microsoft, for some reason, I don't know, stop licking boots and actually, pick themselves up and say, all right, well, we're an American company. We're going to make this game. We're going to make this game system, and it's American made. American made don't mean anything when it comes to tariffs because it may be made in America, but the parts can come from all over the world. I made a joke. Well, I made a joke, but someone else will make this joke back in 2020. Before the T virus hit us, that we were like, oh man, we're going into the roaring 20s again. We're going to be wearing cool clothes and having dances and dress, and people are going to be dressing all fancy. And then on the flip side, someone said, wasn't it Great Depression during that time? And didn't a lot of people get sick? And we're still in the 20s now. And to keep myself on track, which this political stuff matters, guys. What goes on in the world matters. It does. And if you watch any of my videos, you should know which side of the political spectrum I fall on. I don't, come on. But go back. Let's rewind back. Let's go back to when I was talking about, was it the 149 N64? Back in the 90s and early 2000s, because we didn't get a market crash until what? Slightly before President Barack Obama came in. So I'd say around between '08 and 2010. Cost of living wasn't super expensive. I've been on other people's talks or seen other people's talks with, I'm assuming most of us in here are millennials or elder millennials or zillennials or Gen Z, right? Gen Z or Gen X, right? If you go back in time, luxuries like video games or boombox, those things were expensive, and you would spend your money on things that you need because the things that we needed weren't all that expensive. But now, then our parents look at us nowadays when we buy our games and stuff and go, you could be saving. But see, now it's the reverse. The things that you need are expensive. Groceries. I'll let you into my world. I went to, what was it yesterday? I think I went to Walmart yesterday. I picked up like maybe 8 items, if that. And I'm looking at my receipt, and those 8 items were like, I think $25, $30. And I said, where the hell is where's that $22 coming from? And I'm just counting. I'm like, damn, that adds up to it. That is a stark contrast to what it was back then. And to put myself in it, because I talked to my mom. I said, hey, I don't remember when I was a kid. Were games expensive back then? Because I can see the papers. I want to talk to a parent from back then. She's like, they're pretty expensive. And don't get me started on if your kid actually didn't want that thing and they had the thing. Now, for me, that was me when it came to toys. I'm very particular when it came to like my Ninja Turtles. Like I like my Leos. I like my Donnies when I was a kid. So if I got Raphael, I was like, I don't want Raphael. But, I'm an adult. I'll take whatever you got. But when it came to video games, I think legitimately as a kid, the only thing I really, really wanted was a Game Boy. Not even a Game Boy Color. Mom made me with a Game Boy Color, which came out like 2 months later. I wanted a Game Boy to play Pokemon. So looking back, I would get like the console almost right as something new was coming out. I remember getting a Dreamcast right when PlayStation 2 first hit. And I was happy as hell because I had like I had the Dreamcast and I had like I think like 4 to 8 games. Back in the day, you didn't really care if your games were on clearance. You got to play a video game. You got to play, Sonic Adventure 2 or Samba de Amigo or what was. I didn't have Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on my Dreamcast. I had Galro, Mark of the Wolves. You get to play stuff like that, and you get a variety of games, and you get 2 controllers so a friend can play. Didn't really care if it came late. Nowadays, if you come into a console generation late, you're on a timer. I got my PlayStation because I got my PlayStation 5 because I had the money for it, and I wanted to play Street Fighter 6. And it sucks when you're a person like me. I follow video games. I don't really follow the console. So I keep playing from like 2014 to like 2000. Damn, I did get my Switch in 2018, 2019. From like 2016 to like maybe 2019 or even 2014 to 2019. I was happy just playing my DS, and then, oh man, I gotta get 3DS so I can play Pokemon. I was happy with handhelds because Nintendo, ha ha ha, your games at the time were $40. And the only time, and it's funny, they never lower the prices. But if you went to a GameStop back then trying to get an extra copy of like Pokemon Heart Gold, just because I don't want to delete this game, but I want to restart it because they never give you multiple save slots in Pokemon games, which I get it because all the data. I went into GameStop and like the game was $50. I said, why would I pay $50 for a game I know that's $40? Now you got to pay $50 for a game that you wish was $40. Or now you got to pay $70 for a game that you wish was $60. And part of the things that's kind of sad to me is the generations that are coming after us. They're going to be used to this. Like, they're used to the predatory practices now when people are playing stuff like Madden and 2K. And they say, oh yeah, the slot machines, that's just normal. If I want to have a good Lakers team, I got to get the super S tier LeBron, and that's going to run me about $200 out of mom's credit card. Now which I think Switch 2 is going to be able to play Cyberpunk, right? 2099 and Final Fantasy. Haven't heard any word on them putting sports games on there. I wouldn't do that. I don't think anybody's going to want to play a Madden or 2K on a Switch 2, even if you can. Oh, they're putting that WWE game on there. Stick to making arcade games on Nintendo hardware. I'm just saying, arcade games. What happened to, NFL Blitz or was it NBA Jam? What happened to that stuff? And monopolies, right? Which again, it's all mixed up in here. Just everything is getting higher, but we're not making more money. I remember working at this crappy hospital. I'm not going to say the name. I remember working at this crappy hospital for like 8-9 years. And halfway, like a quarter of the way through that tenure, when I got a raise, and my shitty manager or supervisor, shitty supervisor, it's like, yeah, we gave you guys 3-cent raise. So what am I going to do with 3 cents in 2013? People had to fight just to get $10 minimum wage, and now we're expected to be able to pay your electricity, pay your water. Oh my God, buy groceries. Make sure that you have insurances, because God forbid, insurance companies don't give a damn, but God forbid something happens with any of your things. And now, with the little bit of money that you are able to save, what are you going to do with that money? You should play a video game. I would love to play a video game. Cool. Give me $90. That's why I say don't look down on. I'm just saying now. I I saved all this money. Oh man, what am I gonna do with this money? And then $90. And here's what's funny. And this is again, let you into my world, right? I play Yu-Gi-Oh! I say semi-competitively, but I've been playing the game since 2002. So I know how to play the game well. But tabletop games is one of those things where like you have to buy the pieces. It's not like a video game or fighting game where the pieces are there. You just have to practice. Here, you got to buy the pieces that you want to play and then you got to practice. And I know how to go around that economy, right? I know how to. There's a card I've been looking up where I'm like, you used to be this card, no joke, used to be $90 to 120. And I was like, it's gone down to like 12, 13. It's worth 12, 13. But in that type of economy, you can pay attention to that. So where am I going with this? I play that game. I also occasionally go play a miniature game called HeroClix, which is with Marvel and DC characters. That has its own economy where if you are just a person that's in the game, you're going to want these chase pieces. And there are some chase pieces that break the game so much that I have seen a little figure, not even, hold on for a second, Gundam, this big, maybe even small, hold on, figure this big on a base be worth $300 to $500. And those are the pieces that people are trying to pull. So people are going to try to buy bricks, which a brick is like, well, originally it was 8 packs, now it's 10 packs, because the prices have gone up on that. So now you got people buying bricks, and a case is 2 bricks. So you got people buying cases, and cases were anywhere between maybe 150 to 300. And everything has gone up there. Like they've put 2 extra packs in, but you still increase the price. And there are some things that you pull this one little thing, you can sell it for 300. But again, it's like with everything, there's a window of when things are good because they do a rotation like Magic. Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't, but they do a rotation like Magic and HeroClix. So it's like, man, this. So again, follow me if you haven't followed me. Stay for the ride. You take a person, I like to believe I'm a reasonable person. You take a person who plays a miniature game, a card game, hell, maybe a person that plays another card game, and they like to get their video games on the side. You go to work, you do your various things. Sometimes you can't play the card game, you're too tired. Sometimes you can't play HeroClix. You got to go into a far off city or someplace. Sometimes you want to sit down and play a video game. But now this person has to say, after I've taken care of my bills, my car, everything that I need to live, sometimes people sacrifice food. I have seen people make the unreasonable choice of being like, do I eat or do I buy this game? Which a lot of people had to go, do I eat or do I go with electricity? Which is still sad in itself. So now you got a person going, all right, let's just say this person can have paid all that. Now I got to go, damn. Do I want to play the card game? Well, I already have my card, so I could just do that. Or do I want to play clicks? Well, I don't know. I might have to pay into that. Or do I want to play video game? And the one thing we haven't talked about is games as a service, which I usually don't talk about games on my channel. I've talked about, I've done a review for a very horrible Marvel Avengers game. I think I talked about a couple video games before, only because I try not to, because usually people like to see footage and stuff, which we gonna get there on this channel. My homie dared me to stream that new Digimon game when it come out. I'm gonna make sure I stream it, and I might be able to break it up, put extra stuff on the channel, but games as a service. Now it just kind of dawned on me: is Nintendo going to get into games as a service? I hope not. That's kind of why Sony, which is funny, it's kind of why Sony is failing. Like, I use the air quotes fail because Sony still has a boatload of money. And we're talking about Sony games, by the by, which is part of Sony the conglomerate. Which, uh, when you talk about TVs, I had to get a new TV because my other TV just stopped working. That TV's a Sony. Fantastic item. You got Sony, was it music stuff? That stuff is great. Sony products are great. Sony movies that start with Spider and end in Man, not so great. So you can go, oh man, you're not doing too good there unless you're talking about Enter the Spider Verse. But again, they're still making a boatload of money. Well, you're talking about, oh man, these video games, y'all kind of suck with these live service. Again, you're still making a boatload of money. So they can fail and be okay. It would, if Nintendo messed up now, they would have to continue mess up for like the next, I give it 5 to 6 years, just because they're huge. It's a mega, I won't say corporation conglomerate, but it's a huge company. It would take a while for them to feel a backlash. It would take about 5 years of continuously messing up, which is what Capcom had gone through, which is why we're back on track with Capcom. So we have seen these things happen. I hope that old man Nintendo in his tower, who said, no, it has to be 450. I hope he doesn't also go, oh man, we need a Mario Party battle royale. No, we need Mario Destiny. Yeah, we need to get, you could equip yourself with different overalls, and hey, we got mushroom bucks and stuff like that. Please don't do that. Although I give them credit, I'm very happy for, what's that game? Dusk Bloods. Dusk Bloods. When Sony said, nah, we really don't want to make money and make a Bloodborne 2 because they care about games as a service, then Miyazaki went to Nintendo. Nintendo said, hell yeah, make that game. Put it on here. Before the pricing came out, that was one of the best directs best directs I've ever seen. It was fun. It was good. We had Silk Song finally going, yeah, guys, the game is real. Good stuff. They even showed a little bit of Pokemon stuff. That's another game that's getting a Switch 2 upgrade. I won't do it because I won't do it, but we'll talk about picking up consoles when they first come out in a minute. Nintendo doesn't really need to do games as a service, so please don't do that. But now, also part of that whole direct, Fortnite. I don't know if Fortnite's already on the Switch. Fortnite's going to be on the Switch too. Why is Fortnite the only game? Who owns Fortnite? I forget who owns Fortnite. The one they have a very crappy web browser. But why is Fortnite the only one that is a game as a service that is doing well? Which is, Marvel Rivals just copy that. Hey, come here and play this battle pass. You can pay the money if you want to, but you don't have to. By the way, here's a Ninja Turtle. Yeah, we knew you were going to pay for it. Oh, here's a Goku. We knew you were going to pay for it. So I don't think Nintendo's going to go that way. There was a point I wanted to make. I wanted to double back. And I forgot my point already. But I don't think they're going to do games as a service. I hope they don't do games as a service. Also, if I haven't told you guys, go ahead and like. If you like the stream, that helps out a lot. Yeah, it boosts us up. Kind of. I don't know the equivalent to going live, to doing like a Twitch stream, but going live. But you hit the thumbs up, that helps. Just free games as a service. I'm glad they haven't tried to dip their toe in that. Maybe Sony has finally gotten the picture. But I know we are talking about Nintendo, but that whole game economy. I'm telling you. And as a person, I don't know if people are gonna. No, they didn't. Thank God. Thank God. I don't know if I don't know, man. Oh, that's what I was going to talk about. Picking up I typically do not pick up a console the moment it drops. And you can thank Sony for that. You can thank PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 for that. Cause was it I think it was PlayStation. No, it was the Xbox water cooler tower that was catching fire too. When you buy these damn consoles, within the first day to 3 months, something weird happens. So I always encourage, you might want this thing really bad. Hold off on it. Unless you're, so the people who can afford these are streamers or content creators. Not me. I am not that big yet. But streamers and content creators can afford these. And they kind of have to pay for them to keep their channels going. Hold on. I got to drink. Those are the ones who are going to have to pay for it, or they're going to feel the need to, which are kind of like the best guinea pigs for us, because they can say, yeah, this is right, this is wrong. There's always a day one patch. I haven't seen a moment where there wasn't a day one patch, and not just for games, for a system too. If you want that new Nintendo Switch, comes out June, I want to say June 6th. Which coincidentally is when my PlayStation Plus ends. 5th, June 5th. That's somebody's birthday, I know too. It comes out June 5th. I will wait till September. Legit, wait till September. If you wait till September, Donkey Kong comes out in August. Because I think it was, no, sorry, it comes out in July. Donkey Kong comes out after. If you have the money for this stuff, I would never shame anybody for how you want to spend your money. I would implore you to be smart with your money. Make sure you have taken care of your basic needs and the things that have to be taken care of before going down any other rabbit holes, right? But times are rough. Speaking as a semi old man, times are rough. Just, whew. The new shiny toy does seem fun. I'm disappointed because I wanted the Switch 2 because I have heavy Joy-Con. Well, I had heavy Joy-Con drift with my right Joy-Con. And the policy is they'll repair it and they'll give you a new one. But if you have a special edition, we might not have those on hand, and you get whatever we give you. Man, I got this Eevee and Pikachu thing with the yellow and a nice brown. You better give me I stuck with it. I didn't even open it up. I hit it anytime something starts to drift. I just thump it. It fixes itself. And that's what I was waiting for. I wanted to get an OLED. The OLED looked nice. It wasn't too bad of a price increase. They kind of fixed kind of the overheating thing. See, I play it handheld a lot. A lot of people play it with the dock, and I hear that's a lot better. I still said, well, there's rumors of a Switch 2. I'll wait. And this is kind of a nightmare. Kind of dramatic, but it's kind of a nightmare. And you think about all of the economic stuff we are going through. Sheesh. I'm trying to think of what was the first game I ever saved up to buy. I can't even count like when I'm a kid and you work, like, your parents go, hey, do X, Y, and Z and we'll get you this game. I don't know if that counts. And I'm actually really trying to think hard about what game. What's going on in Conway. I'm gonna just say Conway if that's cool. Con, what's up? What's going on? Man, y'all coming in now. It's after an hour. We ain't said all the good juicy parts. Actually, I do want to hear what's some of you guys' thoughts on this stuff. Like, damn, we knew the moment Spider-Man was $70 on PlayStation. Was that 5? We knew the moment Sony started going $70. We said, y'all not going to increase this price anymore, right? And I try not to have nostalgia goggles. I will admit, I'm very nostalgic for those late 90s to early 2000s. But I remember I remember when games were $40. Again, I'm talking about after PlayStation comes out, right? This is when I'm started paying attention more and more to how things are. I remember the last $30, $40 game I remember that I really wanted that I never got was Dragon Ball GT Final Bout. Then after that, that's when games started to go from 40 to $50. And it's like, wow, man, if you buy 2 games, that's $100. Now we're wishing that we could get 2 games for $100. Technically, you can if they stay 60, it'd just be 120. But and as I think of those early moments, it takes me back to being a kid. You remember being a kid where getting a video game, how about Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 for $70? It's an awesome game. See, so here's the thing. Kingdom Come Deliverance RPG. You are probably going to be playing that game from now to December. You're probably not going to stop playing that game. As a matter of fact, you're probably going to go, okay, I want to do another playthrough. It's like Dungeons and Dragons. Literally forgot the name of that game. It's so hard to remember so much stuff, but the Dungeons and Dragons game, right? Baldur's Gate 3. And I call myself a dungeon master. Baldur's Gate 3. People are constantly replaying the game over and over again. Even what's the game that the third version will never come out with Fus Roda? Skyrim. People constantly play. I mean, if to be fair, there's like 18 versions of Skyrim. You can play Skyrim on like a thermometer if you want to. But yeah, check the old battery here. Okay, good. I'm good. So you can play it on a thermometer at this point. Kind of like sorry for the hand. Kind of like how people play Doom on everything. But yeah, you pay $70 for a game, you're gonna be paying that game forever. Just and I don't know. I'm my cousin. She told me I'm a little cheap. I prefer the term frugal because as I'm buying things, even the stuff that I really want and I'm saving for it, sometimes you just go, you're cool, Phantom. You're cool. I tried earlier. See, I had to restart this 3 times because for some reason the first 2 times had messed up. The third time I have it oriented the way I want to. Hey, so you guys doesn't look like I'm shooting it on the cell phone, even though I am. But before, man, none of y'all showed up on time. I know I was late. That's on me. But you're good. You're good. I'm gonna try to do these with 2-hour increments. Although the beginning of this video is going to look really weird because I had to get up and move around and stuff. So if you watch this back, I would say skip the first 5 minutes. But yeah, no, even me, I will save for something. And sometimes you feel bad because it's like, dude, I'm spending money. Why is this so expensive? And this is, I'm not trying to counsel you guys, even though that's what my degree is in. Sometimes you do deserve that stuff. Like, Benny, dude, I'm pretty sure you work pretty hard. I think you're married too. You're taking care of the house. You're taking care of your family. Hey, I saved up. I deserve to play this thing. I deserve to play this. Now, there's that. And then there's Pay $90 for Mario Kart. Like there's some lines I feel me survival mechanics and no play makes me a Sith Lord. Ha! See, here's the funny. So I used to. Oh man, I miss the days when I used to be able to play games all night. But you get older. You pay attention to what your body needs. My body says it needs at least 6 hours of sleep. The days of me playing until like sun up, I wouldn't say they're long gone. If I had friends that came over, some people I like and I trust, and we all play games all night, ate some pizza, drank, blah 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 blah. I probably could do it, but I probably be able to do it that one time though. Do it that one time, and within like this last year, I've maybe gone out and stayed out past two, maybe three times. It's when you get old, you get old. Plus, you got stuff to do. Legitimately, you have stuff to do. But you have to take a break, which is funny because I enjoy content creating. I enjoy talking to you all. So when I have to go to events, networking events, and then I talk to folks, or if I get invited to a network event, which I got invited to a very, very, very nice evening Friday. Definitely, I went happy. I went. It was nice. It was relaxing. It was fun. I was still doing a little bit of work, but that is kind of what's fun. This is what's fun here. And I did tell myself, if this ever feels like, if I ever wake up and go, ugh, I have to do a video. Now it's, ugh, I have to do a live stream. I will never go, ugh. Well, right now, I won't go, ugh. I'll go, ooh, I'm nervous. I got to get on. I got to do this. Got to make sure I can talk to the people. But you do have to have some time to enjoy yourself. And as much shit as I'm talking right now, the handhelds are my thing, and they probably have been my thing since 1998. I can play Pokemon. I will sit down, map out how I'm going to do this team, and I will play Pokemon. That is my thing. We all need some type of escape. You cannot be on all the time. But I will be damned if Game Freak ever said, "Oh man, hey Shane, yeah, what's up? You want Pokemon Fire Red 2? For real? Yeah, with Charizard's gonna actually be a dragon. For me? For you. Okay, cool. How much is it? $100. I will go into my room and replay Fire Red on my 3DS. I'm not doing that. There's no way. There's just no way. Man, I tell you one thing though, if I won the lottery, you would be able to tell. Because the next stream that goes up and goes, why Nintendo's prices are very reasonable. Just legitimately trying to think of like the first game I think the first game I actually ever bought was at Target. RIP Target. Was at Target. And it was Mega Man 8 for the PlayStation. Because again, this boy here, that's my homie. That's my homie about Mega Man 8. And I think that game was $35. It was $35 or $36. And I did chores. God bless my mother. She didn't just be like, oh, here you take it, or you just do work and don't get paid. And rest in peace my grandfather, he paid me to cut his grass. And my uncle, God rest his soul as well, he would pay me to do things. All these things I would do for free, but they always say, your time is worth something. I worked and I saved. And then I think it's my dad. My dad took me. Sorry, I'm like, I need to get this game. And FOMO sets in. See, I hate FOMO so much Cause when you're saving up for a thing, and every time you go to Target to do the grocery shopping, and you look, and you be like, "You gonna be mine in a month and a half," and then you look behind the glass, you go, "Oh, there's four copies of this left." Then you go back again for next month for grocery. You go, "There's two." Okay, all right. Then you go back and you bought the last one. That's perfect. 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 Nice scenario. Doesn't happen that way all the time. But now, but see, there's this magical thing called shopping around. And that's part of what I'm trying to hammer home here. There's somebody out there that really wants to play Donkey Kong, but it's spelled Bananaza, and I don't know if it's pronounced Bananaza, but is that Jesus? Oh, that's Jesus. Jesus came to listen to me talk about Donkey Kong. I don't know if it's Bananaza, so I'm just gonna call it Bananaza. Donkey Kong, there's somebody that wants to play Donkey Kong Bananaza really bad. They are a Donkey Kong fan, but they are a normal person. So now this normal person has to, hopefully that normal person has in their mind, if it sells out and I don't get it when it first comes out, I can wait and get it during the holiday season, which Black Friday is pretty much extinct, right? Because I remember this past Black Friday, wasn't a lot of people going out. I was actually, I had, was it, I think it was an old friend came in from town. Was that? Yeah, old friend came in from town. I went to go see Wicked that Friday. So Black Friday kind of not really a thing anymore, given everybody buys everything online. But yeah, no. So Vinny told us you bought Kingdom Come Deliverance. What other games does anybody out there remember their literal first game that they ever bought? Fan, you said you like survival mechanics. Do you play like what's that game? Is it 7 Days to Die? You play that or Dead by Day? Is Dead by Day like a survival game? I don't think that's a survival game, is it? Like, what are some survival games, you guys? Well, not survival games. What are some, like, what was your first game? What is a game that would make you go, that would make you consider paying over $60-$70 for it? I'm trying to think. Not even Pokemon Legends Arceus. I think that was that 60? I think that was 60. I think it was 60. That's a full-fledged game though. There is no DLC. Like everything, I still haven't finished that game because there's so much. I got to what I thought was the end. No, then I got to the second end. Well, first game, Pokemon Red or Sonic for the Game Gear. Oh man, what was that Sonic game for the Game Gear that had was it the Weasel guy with the hat? And then I think either Knuckles stole his hat or Knuckles had a hat like that. I remember that game. See, yeah, Pokemon Red, and I can say you bought Sonic Adventure 2 on Dreamcast at 360 and Xbox. Cause Sonic Adventure 2, I'm sorry to whoever disagrees. Sonic Adventure 2 is like one of the best games on the Dreamcast. Top 5. For me, it's one of my favorite games of all time. I really should do like a top 10 games list. Sonic Adventure 2 is like one of the best games of all time. No shade on Sonic Adventure 1 because that game made me want a Dreamcast. With what was it? With Chaos. And then you got everybody's favorite Big the Cat and Froggy. That shit was so funny. But Sonic Adventure 2, is it because we got Black Sonic, aka Shadow? Yeah, it's Shadow. Shadow was cool. As a kid, I used to draw way more than I do now, but I would draw the heck out of Shadow, and I read comics at that time. Talk about cross-brand promotion stuff. Sonic was an Archie comic, and they did a hard reboot of the comics when Sonic Adventure came out, because if you looked at Sonic had buckles on his shoes, and it's like, why does that was the biggest controversy. Take me back to when Sonic having buckles on his shoes was the biggest gaming controversy we would have. I would draw the shit out of that, but like, look at the little buckle. I was good at that buckle too. I was like, look at the buckle. Mostly because drawing a buckle is kind of like the same as drawing a buckle for Wolverine before he had the giant X on his belt, like a buckle. It's like, yeah, then they threw Shadow and it's like, oh man, Sonic shoes look like this and they look like that. Skechers actually, was it Skechers? I think it was Skechers or Reebok made the Sonic shoes from Sonic Adventure. They were way too much. I am not paying that much for a pair of Skechers. If they were Nikes, probably. But Skechers, yeah, they were like $100 Skechers, and I like Skechers. I have a red pair of Skechers right now that I wear to go walking in. I'm not paying $100 for Skechers. Anyway, I considered it though, but the Shadow shoes, where it's like, what is it? Shadow's shoes have like jet boosters in it, so he's not even touching the ground. This dude is skating. Then you get to that end level, and it's Sonic and Shadow. Don't even get me started. I almost beat that game. Did not beat that game because when you beat both sides, good and evil, they have the middle path for the true ending, right? And of course I could do Sonic and Shadow's levels. Then you get to Knuckles and Rouge the Cat. Bro, he's faster than Sonic. He's only faster than Sonic because of chaos control. But it turns out Sonic can do that too. So I'll call them even. That last level, that water level when you're trying to unlock everything with Knuckles, I think mine was glitched again. Pardon me. The good old days where everything on that disc or that cartridge was on there and there was no such thing as DLC and there was no such thing as a patch. My game was bugged to hell and I could not finish that level. And you only got one life. And you got stupid and kitten the drowning. But I don't know how I got to see that ending before the dawn of YouTube, but I got to see that ending with the Super Sonic and the Super Shadow. So, one of the best games of all time. I'm sorry I went on a tangent there. Dude, your first game that you bought being Pokemon Red, that takes me back. Oh, that takes me back. I remember when we used to make fun of for playing Pokemon in grade school, and then one day I'm in 7th grade and everybody likes Pokemon. It's like, y'all was making fun of me for this. Truth be told, I didn't even, actually, I think Vinny was the one who introduced me to Pokemon. I remember that. Hearing about how did he describe it at the time? He said, it's this game, you catch these monsters, you catch me these balls, right? And then, there's like this lizard with fire on his tail. I was like, lizard with fire on his tail? Then there's it's a turtle, but it's like a squirrel, and he shoots bubbles. And I said, that sound dumb. Then I saw a screenshot of it, and I was like, that sound cool. Pokemon. Black Kaizoku, you're like one of the biggest gamers I know. Do you remember the first game you ever bought? Because you are like gamer general here. Oh, this is flips. I hope this is a good salute. But yeah. Also, I played the hell out of Mega Man 8. Mega Man 8 is in my top favorites. Although most people go for Mega Man 2. Yeah, Metal Man. Most people say Mega Man 2. Again, I have played Mega Man 2. Which game? What was the do you remember the first game you ever bought? Like you bought your first game you bought, you saved for, you did cut grass for it, grocery, you picked up, lawn, all that, you did chores or whatever. What was the first game you remember buying? Mega Man 8. Played the hell out of that. Then I got to the end, and because I never played the first game, I didn't know how to beat the Yellow Devil. Orphan on PS2. Bro, I forgot all about that game. I forgot about Orphan on PS2. For all the young people that might actually be watching this. I doubt it. You know, we used to have a thing called G4, and then it became G. It was GTV, then it became G4, and then it became Tech TV, and Tech TV with G4. And they used to tell us about video games. Like back in the day, it was not easy. I feel it's easier now to get games. Prices are high, but it's easier now to get games and to hear about games than it was back in the day. So we had our magazines, right? We had our magazines. I'm glad Game Informer's back. It better be included with the stupid GameStop thing again, because we had our magazines. These things are much thinner than what they used to be. I need to put sleeves over this because I love Bayonetta and I love Pokemon. Oh. By the way, have not played this yet. I would love when I'm able to stream. I would love to stream this game, the original. And from what I saw of my homie Kaizoku playing this, these easily some of the best games ever made. But back then we had to have magazines. Has anybody played this game? Like the one where he turns to elephant? Oh, look, it's Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed Mirage. I don't remember this game. I don't remember that game at all. That's on your list. Mario Wonder. There we go. I don't remember Assassin's Creed Mirage. Probably because they make too damn many of them. But we had magazines. And because I was a nerd. Again, you look at my videos, I got comics. I was a comic kid when I had to go to the grocery store. I don't know. I'm from the Midwest. I'm from Chicago. So we had, before it was Ultra Foods, it was Cub Foods. Don't know if anybody has ever heard of Ultra Foods or Cubs Foods. But going after church to buy groceries for the week, because back in the day, stuff wasn't so high. You can go grocery shopping once a week. I digress. While mom did the shopping, there was way too many people. I went, grabbed the comic books that just came out, grabbed the game magazines that just came out. This is Game Informer. What was the other one? I wish I never clipped my old magazines knowing what I know now. Game Pro. Of course, there was Nintendo Magazine, which, again, being a Pokemon kid, EGM, Electronic Game Monthly. Come on. And then PlayStation Magazine. I actually still have my PlayStation magazines. I just have to find them. Love the art. I think Joe Mad did a lot of covers. Like, they had anime-inspired art covers in it for an art person like me. Like, I was at the grocery store and playing louder numbers for our grand. Oh, those were the days. I think my mom still has the last numbers my grandfather played. I hesitate to play those numbers, but one day I will play those numbers. Those were the days, man. Or my appendix had burst, and dang, Vinny, I think it was you, your mom, and it might have been your grandma had the newsstand. I got comic books, and then I had other friends that someone else brought me game magazines. Being the Pokemon kid, Nintendo, I would kind of skip through their stuff, go straight to like the Pokemon corner in the back of their magazines. Man, Game Pro was my magazine. No, Game Pro and PlayStation magazine. I remember begging my mom. Yep, I remember that. But I begged my mom for a PlayStation magazine. Because it's a subscription. I said, please. Bless my mom, because I'm so happy I was able to experience those magazines. Because that's the only, it makes sense. The more things change, the more time just becomes a circle. Because now we're back in the era with 70, 80, 90 video games coming from an era nearly 30 years. Oh, shit. It is 30 years ago. 1995 was 30 years ago. We're going back 30 years, and they're trying to bring that stuff back. Something else that I didn't put in my argument or my debate for all of this, guys. I when there was only two people in here, because you guys probably didn't hear this, with Blockbuster and Hollywood Video, you can rent video games. GameFly doesn't exist anymore, right? I don't think you can do that anymore. You can't rent games. I had a buddy, see, and my buddy, probably him and other people probably ruined it for GameStop with the renting games, because there are people who would be like, "Oh man, I rented Tekken 2, but I want to keep it. You know what? I'm just going to give them my disc for whatever game." And I remember looking at them. I said, "I don't think that's going to work." Nah, it's fine. They're getting the game in return. I don't think they're going to let you rent games anymore. I'd be damned if they actually let him rent games again. It's like it was equivalent exchange. Like you rented this game and just gave them another game that you didn't want anymore. I didn't know if that worked, but I guess technically that works, right? We don't have a Blockbuster anymore except for in Oregon. There's one. I don't even know if they even rent games. They're always talking about movies, but there's no more Hollywood Video. Here in the Midwest, there was a place called Family Video. Like, the stores are still up. You still see the giant kiosk that says Family Video. It's empty. We don't have that stuff. That mitigated the 84.99 Killer Instinct or the 76.99 Yoshi's Island. One of my favorite games from the NES. He did have Pokemon Yellow. Banned from Hollywood Video, but I got to keep so again, that's funny because as kids, like, you wouldn't, and that's the thing that I think a lot of folks don't understand. Most people, most of us, you don't want something for nothing. You just want something that's fair. And back then, we couldn't afford, if you couldn't afford something, you weren't trying to take it. It's like, well, I have this other thing. Please accept this as legal tenure. I'm still surprised my other friend got away with that. Like, I'm surprised they let him come back. But, the days of, he rented Guilty Gear. Was that the first one or the second one? Again, he had, for his birthday, had a sleepover. Didn't really go to many sleepovers, but mom was like, "Stay as late as you want, call me." So I was like maybe 11, close to midnight. We played Guilty Gear almost all night because we rented it. You got to rent things and try stuff out, and you didn't feel bad. And then if you really wanted it, then you worked your way up to buying it so you can own it, which is crazy. We're in an era where myself and others are saying buy physical media, because buying stuff online, they can cut it off whenever they want. You don't actually own it. Several of the things of this has happened to people's games libraries, movie libraries. Hell, I hope I'm pointing to Hulu. Nope, I'm not. Beep beep boop. Hulu. My favorite anime of all time is Fooly Cooly. When I first got Hulu, that is what I watched literally for 3.5 weeks. Then I watched Inuyasha. Can you guess which one of those I can't watch now? It's called Fooly Cooly because for some reason Warner Brothers has it. I don't know if it's on Max because I'm not paying for Max. But voila, I can't watch that anymore because someone somewhere signed a contract and said, well, if you don't give me $100 for this, I can't let you use it no more. Okay, well, F you, you can keep it. Speaking about, can I rant for 2 seconds? As a person who likes subbed anime, I'm kind of annoyed that all of Fire Force is on Hulu, but it's all dubbed. And I actually talked to their social media person. They're like, yeah, we don't own the licenses for the sub version. And I said, why not? Pretty sure it's on Crunchyroll. I don't watch it on Crunchyroll. But yeah, we're saying to people, own your games. I can't. So now you have to be like, okay, Shut up, Kaizoku. Shut up. I'm just saying. I can't. Again, I'm old. There are some things I can watch with. Wow, that's kind of funny. It's hard for me to watch anime with dub voices because they go over the top. But then if you watch, I can watch X-Men. X-Men 97. I cannot make it to C2E2 this year, but Ray Chase does the voice of Cyclops because the original voice from when we were kids, he's passed away. Rest in peace. Ray Chase did an excellent job of Cyclops. You know where I know Ray Chase from? He's done current anime voices, but I think he's also the voice of Jiren, and I think he might have done a couple of other voices where I was like, ugh, I don't like this. But then I listened to him X-Men 97. Actually, who was it? Him? I think Ray Chase might have did Cyclops in the X-Men anime. Again, something it's funny. Like American properties, for some reason, voice acting is done way better. Marvel had like a cinematic line. I'm sorry, I'm going on a small tangent. Marvel had like a little cinematic lineup with like X-Men anime, Iron Man, Blade. There's one more, Wolverine. Great voice acting. English and Japanese. I recommend them both. I study Japanese, so I stick to that. But amazing. But for some reason, Japanese properties getting American dubbing, so they missed the mark for some reason. I digress. Which is funny because voice acting is something we don't talk about a lot with video games. And they want to do AI with that. That'll be a whole different live. But yeah, I want to own stuff. Even that X-Men anime that was on what's that? It was on Netflix for a long time. Now it's not there anymore. I don't want to download a video game and then look up one day and I can't play the video game anymore. Oh wait, Multiverses, which is on my PlayStation 5, and I'm contemplating. I'm going. I would love to have that 11 gigs back. But if I delete you, I won't be able to try you out and, possibly make content and make fun of it. So I'm in between right now. But that's the stuff that happens when you have download only stuff. Like PlayStation 3, what was the game? Marvel vs. Capcom 2, which, oh, thank God we have a physical copy of that. Now, I have to pick. Like, do I care about having a physical copy or do I care about getting $10 cheaper on a Mario Kart? On a freaking Mario Kart. That's happened to Animatrix. Can't find it. Dude. I wasn't a big fan of the Animatrix because the art at the time didn't intrigue me. I wish I had bought that. I wish I had bought that on DVD. Now we're getting to an era where they don't want you to own your games on top of not owning your movies. And then when they want you to own it, that's the whole point of this discussion though, right? Damn. Kaizoku said Orphan. I forgot that game was a thing. You still have your... See, I'm gonna have to visit Kaizoku and I'm gonna have to burn some DVDs, man. I'm gonna have to burn some DVDs. And it's funny. And it's funny for me because I could be accused of being a Nintendo fanboy because most of the stuff I have constantly bought for the last couple of years has been Nintendo because of Pokemon. Follow games. I keep telling people, follow the games. If you can play anything or something else, just follow the games. Who cares? Who cares if you have a PlayStation? Who cares if you have an Xbox? Although I can see why black folk like PlayStation more because those prices. Thank you. PlayStation dropped the prices. That's when we got $30 games. Is in 1998 when PlayStation dropped and they're competing. Now everybody's going, well, damn, they got the lower prices. People gonna buy their games. Now we have to match it. Which, hold on a second. I need to make sure. Mario Kart 64 is $60. Shit. Mario 64 is $60. Wave Race 64, $64.99. I don't know if that was on purpose or if that was a joke. Star Wars Shadows of the Empire, which is probably one of the best games of all time, 69.99. Oh, look at that, Doom 64. I told y'all Doom has been on everything. What is insane about this? I own Mario Kart, Mario, Wave Race, Star Wars, and Turok. Bro, Turok is 74.99. Can you imagine if Turok remake came out right now and it's 74.99? Would you buy that? I probably wouldn't. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I probably wouldn't. But then on the flip side here, with the PlayStation games, okay, NBA Live 97.50. What the heck? Soul Blade. Wow, Soul Blade, $50. We ain't gonna talk about Die Hard or Independence Day because those are not real games. Twisted Metal 2, $40. So you can see it's starting to go up. NBA Shootout 97. Jeez. Oh, look at that. Need for Speed 2 was $50 back in 1998. Jeez. I'm just like I wouldn't buy Turok for 74.99. Do you think we can get a resurgence of, rented games? Like will there be rental services? Wasn't that what PlayStation was doing too? For one of their PlayStation experiences, I believe, I know that was on PS4. I don't know if it's on PS5. Maybe that is part of the what the essential, the premium, and the super duper ultra deluxe, which are PlayStation Plus. You can rent games, which you're not even, not to be that guy. You're renting an emulation. Like, what was the? There's like one of the new games from new games. One of the games from Nintendo on the Switch 2 that's like a GameCube thing. It is a emulation taken from Dolphin. And remember, they shut Dolphin down. And you don't really have to credit these people who did the emulation because it's your IP and you can just say, I don't care. Give me my work. Are we going to get like actual place to rent games? I want to know how much Kelowna was in 1998. Let me see if I can find that. You all, Mortal Kombat, the original, $70 on Super Nintendo. Dang, was Mortal Kombat 2? Mortal Kombat 2 for PlayStation, was that 2 or 11? Recent Mortal Kombat was like $60, $70 with DLC. Cost of living goes up just like your games. I hope someone, I just say the word take advantage of, but someone takes advantage of that space where there's not much of the rental, but it would have to be digital rentals, wouldn't it? I guess this is where Xbox people are winning because Game Pass, right? Game Pass, you play it on Xbox and you can play it on your PC. That's where they're winning. So what do you do? Do you pay for a subscription, which off the top of anybody's head, does anybody remember? Does anybody know how much Game Pass is? Give y'all a second while I get a drink. $20 for GP Ultimate. That's pretty damn good. That's competing with Nintendo. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. Although, sad because it seems like Microsoft doesn't want to make another console. But that's pretty good. So now you get to pick. Do you wanna play Ass Creed for $20 on Game Pass, or do you wanna have some fun? And oh my god, you have to pay $20 for the online, and then you have to pay $4.50. You're gonna get a bundle of the Mario Kart with the Switch 2. Ugh. Ugh. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm trying to think of the last game I have bought. What's the last game I bought? Oh snap! I think I paid $60 for the Capcom Versus. Isn't there another Capcom Versus coming out with Power Stone too? I really need to pay attention to those things. Now y'all want us to buy all this stuff. I'm glad Street Fighter 6 is already out, because the Street Fighter 6 came out and it was like man, Capcom is on a roll, but if this was Capcom of 2012, they would plus they started adding options to play the games that you own even if they're not on Game Pass, which is that's pretty cool. You can play games you own even if they're not on Game Pass. Wait a minute. Wasn't that how the original Xbox Live was? Because I remember original Xbox Live, I didn't get to play a lot of it, but I knew they had a bunch of different arcade games from Sega, some third party stuff that was like between like Nintendo and Sega. They had a bunch of different stuff that you could play, like what was that game? Turtles in Time and stuff like that. Wasn't that like Xbox Arcade? Xbox Arcade, what's the name of it? There needs to be good, cheaper options for people. Like, you shouldn't suffer because you don't want to suffer and you want to relax. It's as much as I complain about not being able to play games as much as I used to, I would be sad if I just couldn't play anything at all. Which again, it's a choice, right? We being me, I am complaining about a choice that you have to make. Do you want to invest, or do you want to wait? My unsolicited advice, I say just wait. If you're having a hard time deciding, I say wait if you're having a hard time deciding. Cause yeah, Kaizoku, cause man, I was ready to nerd out with you talking about Donkey Kong. I have never seen a Donkey Kong game like that. I've never I like games like that. You can looks like you can go everywhere. But as soon as you all hit that price, I miss being ignorant. I miss being the time before I found out what the price was, because I was so happy. It looks so good. And as I'm not good at Souls games at all, I want to play Dustblood. Dude turned into a dinosaur. He turned into a dinosaur, was eating somebody and threw it up, and then you got the one dude with the Muramasa katana, and then he took some angel dust and threw it on the ground and made a friend come out. That's supposed to be a multiplayer game too. See, I like multiplayer games because I like playing with people. I wish, and I already had 3 games lined up. Right, dude. Not even gonna lie, I had games lined up because I said, okay, I said, all right, I'm not gonna get it when it first comes out. I'm gonna get it in the winter. Just gonna start saving up now. Oh, that's my ice pack. My ice pack was creaking. Made me think something was in here with me. I said, I'm gonna save up my cash after I built my PC, save up my money, get it. I was already playing. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get Dustbloods. I'm gonna stream that. People gonna be like, Dustblood. And I'm gonna stream Mario Kart, because I'm gonna do both of those together. Like, Mario. And I have not played Tears of the Kingdom. What? Oh, come on, guys. What is the name of the Zelda game? Why? Why do I not know the name of the Zelda game? Legend of Zelda. Not Link's Awakening. Great game. Legend of Zelda. Echoes of Wisdom. No, what's the first game? Not the first. What's the first? What was that first game? What Legend? Oh man, this is. When you have something in your mind and you can't remember. Legend of Zelda. titanium. That Breath of the Wild. It was right there. It wasn't right there. I was gonna call it Wind Waker in a minute. I was gonna call it Wind Waker again. Yeah, I had never played Breath of the Wild. I obviously have not played Tears of the Kingdom. I was gonna pick up both of those. I said, okay, cool. I can do Mario Kart, I can do Dust Blood, and I could do The Legend of Zelda. I plan on streaming anyway. I can stream both of those. And little known fact, I, probably the only person knows this Kaizoku. I like the Hyrule Warrior series. Grew up liking Dynasty Warriors. I love Hyrule Warriors. So I said they made a new Hyrule Warriors. Was it? It's a thing. It's called Time. Not called Time of Calamity. Like, yeah, it might be called Time of Calamity or whatever. I was gonna buy that, go through that. Had all the legendary warriors in it. Shit looked fun. Then you come out and go, oh well, the console is $449 or $450, and some type of bundle. And I'm like, okay, well, console prices, man, that's what we've come to expect. At least it's not. How much was that PlayStation 5? Like 600? Yeah, about 600, almost 700. At least it's not that, right? But then it's just the games. I will argue this until I'm blue in the face. It's just the games. Now, we're going to wait. I personally do not think the tariff thing is going to go through. Personally, I don't. It's too many people that know what a bad time that would be for all of us. That being said, I need to have my brakes looked at before this stuff happens, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen at all. There's a possibility it can happen, but I have a strong feeling that too many people in high places are gonna go, nah, we're gonna be screwed. So I just hope it doesn't. And if it does, Nintendo's gonna come back and go, all right, it's still $450. We're not changing it. Wow. And someone said, which is Phantom brought up, that's just American price. Think about the dollar to the yen. It was also noted they only mentioned the price for the US, which allows you to infer price for Japan, infer the price for Canada, Canada, if you will. What's the price for the rest of the EU, for Australia? They have, what are we in, guys? April. 2 months. May. Yeah, April, May, June. They have 2 months to figure this out. If they don't figure it out in 2 months, because you need 3 months to kind of figure this out. Switch 2 might be pushed back to July. I think it'll be pushed back to July. It's so many factors. I can't believe they tried to pull this without a tariff. I gotta put some. I don't know if I can put something in the description of these. I will put like the videos from Maximilian. Angry Joe doesn't really give too much of a good opinion, but he's kind of entertaining to watch yell about this. If I get a chance, I'll put his stuff in there too. That's just try to get another 8 minutes before we get to 2 hours. I can stay for the 8 minutes. Let's talk about some more game stuff. Damn. Now, I think still the most expensive game. There was a game on Xbox that was a mech game. I don't know if it was called Command Center or something. But it wasn't that. It wasn't just a game that was expensive. It came with a whole setup. Like, it had a pedal for the ground for you to move the mech. It had the shift and everything. Steel Battalion. Didn't that game? No, it was Steel Battalion. Kaizoku has a Steel Battalion. That game didn't come out. It was like $120-ish because it came with all the extra accoutrement. I watched was it Best Friends play it? And Wooly was playing it. I want to go back and rewatch that. That's fun. There was an arcade game called Virtual On that it was a video game too, but in the arcade they had the setup for you to get in. You put the thing, and it's like driving a mech. Damn, I hope arcades come back. And I remember, is it Dave and Buster's? There was an arcade that just had console video games. It was like, oh yeah, go on over here and play this. Like at least in Chicago, there's a couple of game cafes. But I know the few I've gone to, or gaming bars. There's a few I've gone to where you kind of rent the space and you put it in. There are some, like if you go to a convention, they'll have video games everywhere. But that's kind of sad for the everyman, because now you're telling me either I travel to go to a good convention, like C2E2 is more of like a comic and full, so they don't have. Yes, I know I'm live. What's going on here? Did I lose connection somehow? I don't know what that was about. I don't know if I don't think they have games, but for a person that wants to go to like a con, like big one of my buddies run ASIN, right? ASIN 24 hours from Thursday to Sunday. They have a whole gaming part. And there's another one that's here that does that. I'm sure at places like DreamCon and KatsuCon and all the other ones, I'm pretty sure they have game stuff too. So now you're telling people either you live someplace and you go to one of their conventions, or you you travel, you get a hotel, and then go ahead and play free games then, but you still have to pay to go to the convention, right? Like, what I'm bringing up might sound irrelevant, but I'm bringing it up as alternative ways for people to play games. That's. I just want people to be able to be happy and to be able to enjoy the things they want to enjoy. That's me. Like, I like making people happy. I want people to be happy. It might, maybe. Now, see, I said bring. There could be people. There could be places that do digital rentals. Pardon me. There are places that could do. There could be a rise of a place that does digital rentals. Yeah. We see Nintendo doing some sort of Game Pass thing. So that's the funny thing. I don't think they thought that far ahead. They should. I would. But here's the thing. Nintendo doesn't put things on PC. Like, the only Nintendo game that I can remember that was put on PC was Monster Hunter Rise. And that's a Capcom. That's like Capcom made it. They probably say, hey, we're going to put it on PC too. If Capcom does a Game Pass thing, that's just Capcom. So are you it can't be super expensive either. So you're going to go, okay. Damn, you just got my wheels turning now. Capcom does Mario Pass. We're gonna call it Mario Pass. We do Mario Pass. Wahoo! Is Mario Pass also the same as NSO, Nintendo Switch Online? Do I have to pay $20 and then pay another $20, which is $40, right? Now, I can see them going $20, you play online. Who cares? $40, you play online, and you get all these games, and you can play it on Switch or Switch 2. I can't see them doing PC because they're not going to share it. Although what Minecraft is shared amongst everybody. There's a game that's getting crossplay too. There's a game that's coming out for Switch 2 that you can play on Xbox, and I cannot remember which one it is, but it's getting crossplay. But man, if Nintendo I'm trying to figure out the logistics of that, because think about the on my Switch, there's the there's an NES, SNES, and then remember you had to pay for the N64 stuff and you got to pay for the GameCube stuff because the NES and SNES, every once in a while they update it and you could just play these games, which was fun. So maybe they could do a thing like that where you pay an extra $20 and then hey, you can play this new game. But no Nintendo, you can play this new game for X amount of months. I can see them doing like there's no way Nintendo would do a pass for 20. I don't so for Game Pass, are you able to play them forever? Or are you able to play them for like I don't know, like the first 3 months? How does Game Pass work? Does Game Pass let you play these things for like, oh man, I want to play Assassin's Creed Shadows. Okay, well I got Game Pass. I'm gonna download it and I'm gonna play it. Oh yeah, Game Pass. Don't Game Pass also charge you a little bit? Like you no, you don't. On Game Pass first, that's what you're paying for. As long as they are available on the store. Nintendo might end up doing something like that then because they switched them out like Netflix. That they would do that. I can see them doing that. Going, okay, well you bought the Switch, but you can't buy the games, so here's $20 for the online. They're not gonna stop that. Pay us another $20. You can play Mario Kart until we get rid of it. That will force people to either buy it digitally or to buy the video game. At the same time, that's smart. That's what the new Killer Instinct for Xbox Series X, the Sex Box, that's what they did with that Killer Instinct because it was free, or you can buy the game and get every character. But when it was free, they would swap your characters in and out. You could do whatever you want with whatever 3 characters that they decided to swap in and out for you. So that would be kind of fair. You know, instead of buying Mario Kart for $80 digital or $90 physical, you paid your 20 for the online, then you paid your 20 to be able to rent it for however long they keep it, which they'll probably keep it for like a season. So 3 months. Yeah, 3 months, switch it out. And there will be people who will go and buy the game after that because, oh man, I really like this game, and your data is going to be saved on there. That's smart. Kaizoku, you need to work for Nintendo. They need you because that's a good alternative. I like that. I like that a lot. If not them, then if not them, outside of people pirating it, I can't see. Because, see, now we're getting, because I didn't think about this. Now you're getting the muddy waters going, oh man, here's a rental game service. You're not owned by Nintendo, though. Yeah, but you can still rent. They would DMCA that person into the dirt. That the web code wouldn't exist. That's how much they would sue them. So, yeah, Nintendo would have to do it. Unless we get, physical game stores again to rent video games. Can you imagine that? Like, not Target letting you rent a game, but people are worried about. See, you used to be worried about thieves. Now they will say, all right, you got to put a credit card down. You take too long, overcharge, or debit card, credit card. Well, they'll keep charging you. Kind of like a reverse library. But that Nintendo idea that Kaizoku came up with, that's smart. That's smart. So there's that. There's physical rentals could come back. And then there's people that are doing, what me and Kaizoku doing. We're just going to wait, see what happens. And then there's people that are doing also the thing I'm doing, which is I want to play every free game I got then. I'm just going to be happy with the free game. And then there's also the people that are just going to do retro. I think I said it on my Facebook. If I didn't say it on my Facebook, I said it to someone in private. if the prices get too ridiculous, I'll just have to do retro gaming. And it's funny because retro gaming is technically expensive. Remember back in like 2018? No, not even 2018, like 20, it's like around 2012, but like from 2012 to 2018, how all of a sudden everybody's like, "Oh man, I love my old games. Blow the dust. Let's play this old game again." When I like old games too. I like owning the physical thing to play physical. If you're gonna stream that stuff, you might as well just do an emulator. I know that's technically stealing. Just do an emulator, because I like playing games for fun. Sometimes it's fun to challenge yourself with like a Souls game, or like, I don't know if you're a masochist, a Ninja Gaiden, but I am not hardcore, and I like having a feature of rewinding. I talk about a premium. I pre-ordered and picked up as soon as they came out that NES. Oh God, what's the thing called? Like the little small NES emulator and SNES emulator, and those things let you replay games. I got gifted. There's a Sega Genesis one. There's a classic, NES classic, SNES classic, and there's like a Genesis classic. I don't know if it's official, but you can actually play Genesis games on top of it. I haven't opened it yet to test that, and I only own like two physical games to test that out on, which is Sonic 3 and Primal. Primal Rage. Wait a minute. Oh no! I'm sorry. That's not Primal Rage. That's Earthworm Jim. That is literally Earthworm Jim, bro. That's lit. Why is that white? I have no clue if that's even going to work. See, this is when they start getting cheap with the boxes. I still own Earthworm Jim. I don't know where my old home had a pretty bad flood, so like my Ninja Turtles Hyperstone Heist that got destroyed. A couple other things got destroyed. Playmates made this game? Yeah. I got this. So I can test that on this. And yeah, stuff is falling. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, see, oh no. I have the Sonic 3 box. I don't know what Sonic 3 is. The Lost Vikings. The freaking Lost Vikings. I hated this game because I did not know where to go. I did not know where to go. And this thing still doesn't stay in the case at all. I'm so mad. Now see, wait, now. Excuse me. Y'all realize the only people, you see, mega hit series, this was on sale. PlayStation has greatest hits, right? Nintendo does not have anything like that. You had the stores have to want to do a greatest hits. That right there. Anything else in here? Hey, look at that. Look at that. You see, that's for PlayStation 3. I paid $40 for this Mad Catz controller. My chair, it was a gift. It was definitely a Christmas gift, and definitely had to get it on sale because the original ones were expensive. It is nice for my lower back. I actually let you all into my life a little bit. I actually did sprain my back not recently, but I sprained it like 2 weeks ago, and I was doing good. Then we had a storm, and I had to do some heavy lifting, and I was good. And then I sprained it horribly. So this is what do you mean? What am I pausing? I sprained my back. Hurt my back. My back hurt. This is good for the lower back. Also, I don't know who else is old enough to actually have played Atari games. This is when when I say my gaming runs deep, it run deep, 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 deep. Macintosh, Macintosh PC, and then that. Those were my two first game consoles I played before getting a Sega Genesis. They don't even load their games. They don't. Why? Why is Mario? I still need to know what did I say to pause. Hold on. I actually have my secondary thing here. I'm about to. Yeah, she's making me replay this live. Yep, I can't find it. When I find it, I'm gonna have words for you, Wolf. But no, seriously though, why is Mario? Was the game Galaxy and Galaxy Two? Why are both of those games still like $60? I don't have a game. Well, I don't have a local GameStop anymore. I have to travel a small bit. It's a small inconvenience, but I don't feel like doing it. But pretty sure those games are still expensive. Matter of fact, see, this is the joy of having a mobile device, because now we can look up how much Mario Galaxy is. Mario Galaxy. You trust GameStop. It's not that I trust GameStop, it's just what options do I have? I have GameStop, then I have Best Buy. Dude, Best Buy was my store. I went to midnight releases at Best Buy. Best Buy had for the Arkham City. That was the last. Was that Arkham City? That was the last midnight release I ever did at a Best Buy when they were still doing those. Best Buy was my store. Now they don't want to do physical releases. Oh my god. This is gonna be in reverse for y'all. Just remember that. Do you see that? Hold on. Do you for that Mario 3 bundle, the 3 games with the 3 emulators, that one of the emulation for Mario Sunshine was screwed up, $119? And that's that Mario Galaxy is $24.99, so that's affordable. Amazon is selling Super Mario 3D All Stars. Since we don't trust GameStop, they're selling it for $144.99. People still play Mario. Yes, Mario games are still good, Wolf. Mario Wonder got good reviews. What's another one? Which is funny because we're talking about Nintendo, right? I'm surprised that the flagship starter game for Nintendo Switch 2 is a Mario Kart. It's a smart move, but I'm surprised that was the move. They haven't started off with a Mario game in a long time. So I don't know if we're going to get a Mario Odyssey 2, which brought back Rosalina? No, not Rosalina. Paulina. But it's a smart move. You bring back a good game that everybody plays, like Mario Kart. But Mario Galaxy 2 at GameStop, $40. Pretty sure that game was like $50, $60 when it first came out. So Walmart, which, middle finger to Walmart, Super Mario 3D All Stars is $142 online. Free shipping, though. You want free shipping? And what makes, so And maybe it's unfair that I choose the Mario 3D All Stars as the game to be like, oh, this shit's so expensive. But so got a mind like an elephant. Games were coming to it. Wolf, man, you've been gone for you just joining us. That's what I've been telling folks. That's what I've been saying. Super Mario 3D All Stars. It was for an anniversary year. Now correct me. I'm trying to remember what year. Might have been 2022. Might have been 2023. But I think it was 2021, 2022. Super Mario 3D All Stars was for a Mario anniversary. Emulating three games. Yeah, no, I think GTA 6 is going to be like maybe 120. Like $100 would be like the super basic. You get no shark cards. Everyone's gonna buy like the $120 version. They got like 8 shark cards because gambling. We don't live in the real world, so we're gonna do this. Hey man, I gotta. Don't even get me. I went on a rant earlier. Like, as a person that has a decent social life that is active, you got to factor in all those things. I mentioned earlier about the other games you play, paying bills. If you have a decent social life, you actually like to go out someplace, forget about it. Super Mario 3D All Stars. Well, sorry, Anniversary Collection. Remaking or remastering or re-downloading, whatever you want to put it. They just took an emulator that someone did and emulated these games because the source code for Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine, that source code is, I heard somewhere they don't own that. Like, they can't, some of that stuff is just missing, gone, kaputs. So these three Mario games, Sunshine, 64, which I wish I could replay that, and Super Mario Galaxy. I still own I have my N64 games in the basement. I still have my N64 games in the basement. Nice. Anyway, these 3 games on this one disc. They were selling that shit for $60. And you only had a month and a half window to get it. Because Mario Day is what? It's March 10th. So they gave you from like March 10th to I think like the 25th, or they gave you like from like February something to like March 15th. I forget the window. Or maybe they gave you 6 months. I don't know. It was a small enough window. But the games were bugged out. And they did not bring it back. They did not they're doing a GameCube emulation now on this. Is that just for Switch 2? Or is that for Switch as well? I don't know if it's just for Switch 2 or if it's for Switch as well. If that GameCube emulation is for Switch, I might pay for that because, I loved my GameCube. That's one of my favorite Christmas gifts I've ever gotten. But y'all, look at this. Wait. Just like Kaizoku said, they don't go down on nothing. Super Mario Odyssey. Y'all can read backwards. That's $59.99. That's $60 at. Oh, look at that. The Super Mario Galaxy 2 Collector's Edition Pram Official Guide. Man, y'all remember Pram guides? Yeah, that's $78. Bowser's Fury. Oh, yeah, Prima. This thing said Pram. This thing said Pream. 8 books. This shit says Pream. Dude, I think they got a bootleg guide. Or they just misspelled it. But look at this. Bowser's Fury, Mario 3D World. Because people like 3D World because it's funny. It's like Mario Party. Y'all bump into each other. You kill each other by accident. But people liked Bowser's Fury because it was basically a new Mario game. This shit is $60. It's been out for how? You know what? Let's O'Reilly this. Mariah, F it would do it live. Bowser's Fury. Oh look, you can get it at Walmart for $47.98 though, and Target for $50. Middle finger to Target, and $49 at Amazon. So 49 at Amazon, 49. It's still it's 50, and that's the thing. Nintendo is not lowering this price. That is the store deciding that they want a lower price. I don't even know how much the original 3D World was, but Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury is a 2021 Nintendo Switch platformer that combines 2013 Super Mario 3D World with Bowser's Fury. Let's say that again. 2013 game mixing a 2021 edition, and that game is still over $30. Now the argument, and I don't know if you all have heard this, the argument that Nintendo has for not lowering their prices is that once people buy their games, they are least likely to turn them in, which is true. Back when I had Connects at GameStop, I talked to them, say, yeah, how many people would turn their stuff? A lot of people don't turn their games in. Some people do because you need the money or you want to get a new system, but a lot of people keep those things. That is still not that's such a piss poor reason. Oh, Wolf, since you're in here, question for you, because I've asked everyone in here, what is the first game that you bought yourself? If you want to, whether you had to, do chores or cut lawns or, was it plow snow? What was the first video game you bought yourself? So Kaiser Cool wins though, cause Orphan. Jeez, hold on. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all Orphan. See, I don't. Yeah, y'all don't know none. Y'all know none. Y'all know nothing about that. Y'all know nothing about Orphan. People don't know anything about that. Scion of Sorcery. That's old school. Flames of Shinobi. Are you saying that the first game you bought was Shinobi for PlayStation 2? Wolf? Cause that's actually the game. Funny enough, that before Kingdom Hearts, that was the game that made me go, ooh, I kind of want a PlayStation 2. Too expensive. I was like, okay, I'm gonna look at it from afar, but that was the game that made me want it. Kingdom Hearts 2 was what made me go, okay, I'm gonna ask for a was that the flat PlayStation 2. So you want to know what's funny about that, Wolf? For people who don't know, I know Wolf. I know Kaizoku. Wolf, I think I have your copy of Shinobi for PlayStation 2. I think I have it. I need to check. I need to check one of my containers. I think I have that game. I really wish I could get my PS2 working. I don't think I have any of the cords though. Which, we live in a good digital age because you could actually just go on Amazon. Hatsuma, bro. You can go on Amazon, buy plugs. Man, I think didn't they bring back Shinobi? Isn't there a new Shinobi game that came out? Or am I thinking of a different game? No, that's a new Ninja Gaiden game. Man, they sleep on Shinobi, bro. Shinobi gets slept on. too much. Okay, it's Shinobi. Shinobi got slept on way too much. Like Sega has way too many actual good IPs. I argue they have just as many great IPs as Nintendo. Since when? Uh it wasn't announced this year. I think it was announced in December. It was either December. It might have been this year, December or January. I gotta find. See, you're not on social media. I gotta find. When I find the trailer, I'll send it to you. They announced it. It's like hey, not even a. It's not even a remake. It's just a slight continuation with like a new character. It was sometime last year. Slight continuation with a new character. But there was so much stuff going on. Hold on, I gotta hydrate. Yes, social media is extremely toxic. If I was not doing this, I would not be on social media. I wouldn't be on the other social medias if I wasn't doing this. Truthfully, wonder how many like I and social media is a whole nother. I should just do. I'm probably gonna do a live one day, just talking about doing the channel stuff. Cause man, learning how to have to do videos, then throw. I put separate content up on my Instagram now. Like stuff that doesn't make it here, it's on Instagram. Which I have to make another separate thing to put on Instagram from this, because I'm not putting 2 hours and 30 minutes on Instagram. But yeah, it's a place. It is a place. But games don't get talked about enough on this channel. I'm definitely since until I'm able to like stream the game, like Black Kaizoku there. You guys should follow him on Twitch, like Black Kaizoku down there. I'm gonna keep doing discussions like this one. I think the next game I wanted to get was Monster Hunter, but I think the next game I get is probably gonna get probably gonna be Pokemon Legends Zaza. Pokemon Legends Zaza. I think that might be the next one. I don't know. Like I have stuff. I'm trying to do a cosplay. Trying to. I gotta build a PC. And now Nintendo wants to say, "Hey Shane, give me $90." I'm not get. Even if it was a Pokemon game, they not getting $90 out of me. And since we're talking about fails, because I know I've gone over the time I was going to do. Give me 15 minutes, y'all. Give me another 15 minutes. But one of the biggest fails, one of the things that I've never been as annoyed or as pissed with the company is Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. That is what made me go, I'm going to wait on certain games, or I'm just not going to do certain stuff. Because no way. Literal, just. I played the hell out of Destiny 1 on the Xbox One Xbone. The hell? Uh, oh, okay. I hope you said you need it badly. So here's what I want you to do. Here's what I want you to do. Oh, I can make moderators. for now, Kaizoku, you are now a standard moderator. Yeah. And Wolf, you're also a standard moderator now. So, Sylvia, ma'am, I'm happy that you've looked at me and said, "Oh, you need that D, and you need that D so bad." But get the hell off of my channel, please. Please get the hell off my channel. Ain't nobody here. Look, anytime I'm thirsty, I will drink this Arnold Palmer or this water. Please leave. Don't worry. What the hell is going on? Got all these damn sex box and stuff. What the? Insane. Damn. They didn't even throw me off. It's just the audacity. I talked for 2 hours about Dragon Ball 4 weeks ago. Ain't nobody come in and say, give it to me. I come in and talk about video games. They're like, oh yeah, he smell it. Let's go ahead and just throw this in there. Who wants something? To continue the small rant, if I get one more friend request on Facebook or one more random ass message where this person or a person just goes, oh, you're so cute, you're so handsome. No, leave me alone. I don't know you. I don't know you. Dang. You know what's insane? I wasn't able to do moderation before. That's funny. Okay, YouTube. I see you seeing me, YouTube. I see you. Yeah, these AI bots are just ridiculous. What the hell were we talking? We were having a good time. Shinobi games, things being expensive. Yeah. There's a game like this. Oh shit, I forgot there's Proto Man right there. There's a game like this that has all the Mega Men on it. It's a mobile game. I don't know if they charge any money for it, but at this point in time, free to play games, I'm just gonna say don't look down on your free to play games. Wait a minute. Hey, why did the ha 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 go away? Put that ha 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 back up there, Kaizoku. That was fun. Oh no, yeah, there it is, right there. As I was about to say, free to play games. Like I heard Zenless Zone Zero. Heard that was a good action RPG-ish game. That's kind of like a gacha. I'm assuming it is of the same ilk as Genshin Impact. But see, I try to give Genshin Impact a chance. What's it? So, which one? Because you said who. So, Zenless Zone Zero is free to play game. There's a guy in there that looks like Robot Dante. Then there's a shark girl, maid shark girl. Then there's another person in there, but they have different characters. They're like the gacha games. They're like your fate goes, or I don't actually play a lot of these games. Wuthering Waves, I'm assuming. And then it's like your Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact was trying to copy Breath of the Wild. Now that I can remember the name. And had like open, you can go and fight stuff. But you did gacha by getting these different characters. Now, I almost got into Genshin Impact because there's a character in there called Raiden. Because I like, this is my notes for videos. I like purple. I like Japanese culture. This character is actually more inspired by Japanese stuff than, because Genshin is Chinese. Yeah. think Genshin is Chinese. I think Genshin is Chinese or South Korean, but no, might be South Korean. I would have played the game, but my problem with Genshin Impact, they base characters off of gods. That's not a problem. They made an African god, and his skin is as white as snow. So I will not be playing that game because that is stupid. But I am endorsing try a game like Zenless Zone Zero, ZZZ. Try you like card games? Play a Marvel Snap. Play a Fortnite, which I guess I can call her a friend. A friend, another streamer. She was saying like there's rotations for Fortnite. I didn't know that. I used to play what's the game called? Smite on PlayStation 4. I used to play Smite. Another free to play game where they kind of rotated gods around. Kind of is like League of Legends and Dota, but they had skins for like people became Optimus Prime, Ninja Turtles. I definitely paid for that. Like you can buy stuff if you want to keep going, or you can buy a certain god from the pantheon and play in that stuff like that. And even though they closed Smite after like 10 years, made Smite 2, which I don't like wasting money. I don't like wasting money, even though technically you know what you're getting, right? But I say try some of the free to play games, and if you don't feel like you're gonna waste your money, or you feel so inclined, buy a skin, buy a character. Try not to go overboard, but do those things. What's another free? See, the last game that made me mad because I said it was Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. That's a lie. The last game that actually made me just go, I'm done with some of these games, was Overwatch. Because there was no reason why Overwatch to Overwatch 2, which Overwatch 2 was just a glorified 1.5, why you couldn't just take all those skins and bring them over. And you want me to buy another $60, $50 game? Nah. I'm done. I know I paid for some of those loot boxes and I played hundreds of hours. I'll cut my losses. And that's all I'm imploring all of you who are listening to do as we slowly wrap up for these next 5 minutes. Be smart with your dollar. Right? We all have, I don't even want to call them responsibilities, but we have things. We have needs, responsibilities, basic duties that you need to take care of first. Do not let FOMO drive you into a frenzy. Do not let FOMO make you say, I gotta get this now. I gotta keep up with the Joneses. I have to get it. I have to have it. Don't have it make you break your bank. Again, with that being said, if spend your money however you want to. If you got it, get it. It's not gonna hurt you. It's not gonna hurt your family or anybody connected to you. Get it. I only say hold off because if they see enough people will buy into the BS, they're just gonna keep it up. And sometimes you just gotta hold that line. I know people aren't gonna hold the line though. And we've gone 2 hours and 30 minutes into this talk, and I just thought about something. We haven't even factored in scalpers. We haven't even factored in scalpers. Remember PS5 had that issue where it's tons and tons of scalpers. We haven't even factored any of that in. So don't just hold the line. Wait. If we don't get tariffs, they might go down. If we do get tariffs, it's probably going to be the same price. But just hold the line. Keep it together. You'll get to play your Danky Kangs, your Mario Karts, you'll get to do all that. Just chill. There's you have other alternatives. Plus, I there's still games on my Switch I haven't played yet, so I'm kind of annoyed about my controllers. I don't even. I think they have new pro controllers too. So even if I want to buy a pro controller, I can't really bring it over. The one thing that almost got me is there is a wireless controller in the style of a GameCube controller. Now, the only reason why you do that is not for Mario Party. We're probably going to get an updated Smash for Switch 2. They're probably going to do Smash Ultimate Switch 2 upgrade because there's no way you can. It's too many licenses to go through. And people are going to ask, where's my Bayonetta? Where's my Cloud? Where's my Mega Man? No way. No way. So, once again, if you haven't done it, thumbs up this thing. It actually helps. It actually matters. The replay will be much later, much later, because for some reason Google takes its time. But these prices are insane. But hold that line. I appreciate everyone who has shown up. Appreciate y'all showing up. Appreciate y'all being here. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that. Right? Hit that notification bell. You want to help a brother out because a brother trying to get a PC going for this whole thing here. My Patreon is not just on my channel, but I will put it in the description down there as well. Matter of fact, hold on a second. We could just put it in the chat. Isn't that the song? I bees in the chat. No, it's I bees in the trap. I know that, but still, bad jokes. Help out my people. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we'll go ahead and hook y'all up. There you go. Pretty sure that gets you right to the page. I'm gonna check it real quick. But yep, there's that Patreon. Follow me on social medias if you so choose. If you're on any social medias, some of my stuff is kind of different on there, but yeah. Next one of these before anybody runs away. I am trying my best because I don't think anything's come up yet within my real life. I'm gonna try to do another one of these Wednesday. When did I do the last one? 2. Do Wednesday between 2 and 2:30, and it's gonna be about anime remakes. So yeah, Full Metal, Rurouni Kenshin, stuff like that. Anime remakes, and should we have more anime remakes for shows that got cut off? And I guess you could count Blue Exorcist for remakes for reasons that I will explain on Wednesday. So I appreciate y'all showing up. Mods, I appreciate y'all being in here too. Everybody have a safe weekend. This is Sunday, but have a safe Sunday. Have a good week until I see you. And I'll catch y'all next time. Be good, be blessed. All right, y'all. I'm going to get out of here. How do we end this? There we go.